Catherine Brown is an American politician and attorney serving as the 38th governor of Oregon since 2015. A member of the Democratic Party, she served 3 terms as the state representative from the 13th District of the Oregon House of Representatives from 1991 to 1997. 3 terms as the state senator from the 21st District of the Oregon Senate from 1997 to 2009. 3 terms as Majority Leader of the Oregon Senate from 2003 to 2009. As well as 2 terms as Oregon Secretary of State from 2009 to 2015. She assumed the governorship upon the resignation of John Kitzhaber in 2015. She was elected to serve out the remainder of his gubernatorial term in the special election in 2016 and was re-elected to a full term in 2018. As an openly bisexual woman, Brown has made history several times through her electoral success. In 2008, she became the first openly LGBT person elected Secretary of State of a state in the United States. In 2016, she became the first openly LGBT person elected governor of a state in the United States as well as the second woman elected governor of Oregon. Brown was born in Torrejón de Ardoz, in Francois, Spain, where her father, Dr. James Patterson Brown, an eye doctor, was serving in the United States Air Force. At Torrejón Air Base, she grew up in Minnesota. She graduated from Mounds View High School in Arden Hills, Minnesota in 1978. She earned a Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Conservation with a certificate in Women's Studies from the University of Colorado Boulder in 1981 and a JD degree and certificate in Environmental Law from the Lewis and Clark College Law School in 1985. Brown was appointed to the Oregon House of Representatives in 1991, filling a vacancy in a Portland seat left by predecessor Judy Bauman, who took an executive appointment. She was elected to a second term before being elected to the Oregon State Senate in 1996. 2 years later, she was elected Senate Democratic leader. In 2003, she was elected Majority Leader of the Oregon Senate. Brown was a top fundraiser for her caucus, helping the Democrats tie the Republicans in the Oregon Senate in 2003. That same year she also won the position of caucus leader. Brown helped round up votes to pass a bill that year reforming the Oregon Public Employees retirement system, although she ultimately voted against it to preserve her relationship with labor unions. In July 2007, Brown announced that she would give up her seat in the Oregon Senate to be a candidate for Oregon Secretary of State the next year. On May 20, 2008, Brown won the election for the Democratic nomination for Secretary of State. And on November 5 she won the general election by a 51 to 46% margin against Republican candidate Rick Dancer. Coming into office, one of Brown's priorities was to perform rigorous performance audits to help balance the budget. In 2008, for every dollar the state spent, performance audits returned $8 in cost savings. In 2010, Brown reported she delivered $64 in cost savings and efficiencies for every dollar invested in the division. In 2009, Brown introduced and passed House Bill 2005 to crack down on fraud and abuse in the initiative and referendum system. It gave the Secretary of State more power to prosecute fraud and enforce the constitutional ban on paying per signature on initiatives. Brown also implemented online voter registration. As of March 2010, a year after its introduction, Oregon Public Broadcasting noted nearly 87,000 Oregonians had already registered online to vote. In 2009, the Aspen Institute named Brown as one of 24 rising stars in American politics and awarded her a Rodel Fellowship. The program is a 2-year fellowship designed to break down partisan barriers and explore the responsibilities of public leadership and good governance. In October 2012, State Tech magazine highlighted Brown's use of iPad and tablet technology to increase accessibility for voters with disabilities. In 2011, Oregon became the first jurisdiction in the country to use this technology to help voters with disabilities mark their ballots. In January 2015, Brown submitted a letter to the Federal Communications Commission in support of the purchase of Time Warner Cable by Comcast that had been almost entirely ghostwritten by Comcast, a company that has made a total of over $10,000 in donations to her past election campaigns. On February 18, 2015, Governor John Kitzhaber resigned amid a public corruption scandal just 3 months after his re-election. Brown succeeded him since the Constitution of Oregon identifies the Secretary of State as the successor when the governor leaves office prematurely. Brown named Brian Shipley, a lobbyist for Oregon Health and Science University and former Deputy Chief of Staff to Governor Ted Kulongoski, as her Chief of Staff. She appointed Gene Atkins Secretary of State. Upon taking office, Brown extended the moratorium on executions Kitzhaber had enacted. In 2015, she also signed a motor voter bill she had championed.